There is a moment in every person's life when something shifts inside them. It doesn't happen on a stage. It doesn't happen with applause. It happens quietly in the middle of struggle, when a person decides deep in their spirit, I will not stop. I will not quit. I was not born to live small. If you have ever felt that fire rising in your chest, even in your darkest season, then what I am about to share with you is for you. My name doesn't matter today. What matters is the message, and the message comes from a tradition of teaching that men like Myles Munroe spent their whole lives proclaiming that every human being carries within them a seed of greatness, a purpose planted before birth, and a power that no circumstance, no failure, and no opinion of other people can ever fully destroy. Today we are going to talk about 7 signs that reveal you are unstoppable. Not signs that you will become unstoppable one day in the future, signs that the unstoppable nature is already inside you right now, waiting to be recognized, awakened, and released. Listen closely, because somewhere in these 7 signs, you are going to find yourself. Sign number 1, you keep getting up. The first sign of an unstoppable person is the simplest, and yet it is the most powerful. They keep getting up. Understand something profound about life. Falling down is not optional. Every person who has ever accomplished anything significant has been knocked down. They have failed publicly. They have been embarrassed. They have lost money, lost relationships, lost opportunities, lost years. The difference between someone who becomes unstoppable and someone who stays stuck is not whether they fall, it is what they do after they fall. If you look back over your life right now and you can identify moments where you were knocked flat, disappointed by people, betrayed by friends, rejected by opportunities you thought were certain, and yet here you are, still breathing, still trying, still believing for something better, then you already carry the first sign. There is a teaching that is echoed through generations of motivational speakers, including the philosophy popularized by men like Myles Munroe, that says potential is not what you have already done. Potential is what is still left inside you, waiting to be released. Every time you get back up after a fall, you are proving that your potential has not been exhausted. You are proving that there is more in you than what tried to bury you. So if today you are tired, if today you feel like the weight of disappointment is heavy on your shoulders, I want you to recognize this. The very fact that you are still standing, still watching videos like this one, still searching for strength, that is evidence. That is proof. You are not finished. You are simply in a chapter, not the conclusion. Sign number 2, you refuse to let other people define you. The second sign of an unstoppable person is this: they refuse to let other people's opinions become their identity. One of the great tragedies of human life is that so many people spend their entire existence trying to live up to or live down what someone else said about them. A parent who criticized them, a teacher who doubted them, a friend who betrayed them, a society that labeled them as not enough. But the unstoppable person understands a profound truth. Other people's opinions are not prophecies. They are simply opinions, formed with limited information, limited vision, and often limited love. No human being on earth has the full picture of who you are, what you carry, or what you were created to become, except the one who created you. This is one of the central ideas in classic purpose-driven motivational teaching, that every person was designed with a specific purpose, and that purpose is locked inside them like potential energy, waiting for the right conditions to be released. When someone tells you that you can't, what they are really revealing is the limit of their own imagination, not the limit of your capability. If you have ever had someone tell you that your dream was too big, too unrealistic, too impossible, and you still kept dreaming it in your heart even when you stopped saying it out loud, that is sign number 2 showing up in your life. You may have grown quiet about your goals, but quiet doesn't mean dead. Sometimes the most unstoppable people are the ones who learn to protect their dream by speaking about it less and working toward it more. Sign number 3, you find meaning in your pain. The third sign is one that many people misunderstand. Unstoppable people are not people who feel no pain. They are people who have learned to find meaning inside their pain. Pain without purpose becomes bitterness, but pain with purpose becomes power. Think about every person you have ever admired, every entrepreneur, every artist, every leader, every parent who built something out of nothing. None of them arrived at their accomplishment through comfort. Comfort rarely produces growth. It is almost always in the valley, in the struggle, in the season of, why is this happening to me, that the deepest transformation occurs. This is a foundational principle taught across generations of motivational and spiritual teaching, that the trials we go through are not meant to destroy us, but to develop the very character and strength we will need to carry the purpose we were born for. A seed does not become a tree without first being buried in darkness, broken open, and stretched beyond what it was comfortable with. If you can look at your past pain, your divorce, your bankruptcy, your health crisis, your years of feeling invisible, and instead of only feeling shame or sorrow about it, you can also see how it built something inside you that wasn't there before. Patience, wisdom, empathy, resilience. Then you carry sign number 3. You have begun the process of turning your test into your testimony. Sign number 4. You keep investing in yourself. The fourth sign of an unstoppable person is this: they never stop investing in their own growth. There is a difference between people who are waiting for life to change and people who are actively changing themselves so they are ready when opportunity arrives. The unstoppable person reads books even when no one is forcing them to. They watch videos like this one, not out of mere entertainment, but because they understand that their mind is the soil where their future is grown. It has often been said in motivational teaching that you cannot give what you do not have, and you cannot lead others further than you yourself have grown. This is why personal development is never a luxury. It is the foundation of every future accomplishment. The books you read today, the wisdom you absorb today, the disciplines you build today are quietly constructing the person who will be capable of carrying tomorrow's success. If you find yourself constantly hungry to learn, even when you don't have to, even when no one applauds you for it, even when it feels like nothing is changing yet, that hunger is sign number 4. It means something inside you refuses to remain who you were yesterday. It means you understand a truth that escapes most people. Growth always precedes increase. Sign number 5, you stay faithful in small things. The fifth sign is one of the most underrated, and yet one of the most important. Unstoppable people remain faithful in small things, even when no one is watching. It is easy to be motivated when the stage is big, when the crowd is cheering, when the reward is visible. But true character, the kind of character that builds an unstoppable life, is revealed in the small, hidden moments. How you treat the person who can do nothing for you. How you show up to the job that doesn't yet pay what you're worth. How you keep your word even when breaking it would be more convenient. There is a principle echoed throughout generations of motivational and spiritual teaching that says how you handle small things determines whether you will be trusted with greater things. The person who cuts corners in private will eventually cut corners in public. But the person who is diligent, honest, and disciplined when no one is watching, that person is being quietly prepared, brick by brick, for a level of responsibility and influence they cannot yet imagine. If you find yourself doing the right thing even when it costs you, showing up even when you're unappreciated, staying consistent even when results are slow, that faithfulness is sign number 5. The world may not see it yet, but it is being recorded, it is being built, and one day it will be revealed. Sign number 6, you have a vision bigger than your current reality. The sixth sign of an unstoppable person is this: they carry a vision inside them that is bigger than their current circumstances. This is one of the most repeated and most important truths across all of motivational teaching. Vision is what keeps a person alive during difficulty. Where there is no vision, people lose direction, lose motivation, and eventually lose hope. But where there is vision, even a vision that looks impossible from where you're currently standing, a person finds the strength to keep moving forward day after day, year after year. Unstoppable people don't judge their future by their present conditions. They understand that today's circumstances are not a prophecy of tomorrow's outcome. A small apartment does not mean a small future. An empty bank account does not mean an empty destiny. A season of singleness, sickness, or struggle does not define what your life will ultimately become. If you have a dream that you cannot fully explain to other people, a vision for your family, your career, your ministry, your art, your business, and even though it hasn't manifested yet, you still protect it, still believe it, still work toward it in private, that vision is sign number 6. It means you have not allowed your present to cancel your future. You are still walking towards something that not everyone can see yet, but you can. Sign number 7, you keep choosing purpose over comfort. The seventh and final sign of an unstoppable person is the most defining of all. They consistently choose purpose over comfort. Comfort whispers, stay where it's safe. Purpose says, go where you're needed. Comfort says, rest because the risk isn't worth it. Purpose says, move because the world is waiting for what only you can offer. Most people spend their whole lives caught between these two voices, and the ones who become truly unstoppable are the ones who consistently choose the voice of purpose, even when comfort would be easier. This is perhaps the central message echoed throughout the philosophy popularized by speakers like Myles Munroe, that every human being is born with a unique purpose, and the greatest tragedy in life is not death, it is living and dying without ever discovering and releasing that purpose. The graveyard, as that teaching famously reminds us, is the richest place on earth, not because of gold or diamonds, but because it is filled with unspoken songs, unwritten books, unstarted businesses, and unreleased dreams that people carried to their graves instead of releasing into the world. If you have ever felt a pull inside you, a sense that you are here for more than just survival, more than just routine, more than just paying bills and waiting for retirement, and that pull keeps drawing you toward growth, toward risk, toward purpose, even when comfort begs you to stay still, that pull is sign number 7. It is the clearest evidence that you were not created to live an ordinary, forgettable life. Bringing it all together. So let's bring these 7 signs together, because I believe with all my heart that if you've watched this far, several, maybe all, of these signs are already alive inside you. You keep getting up after you fall. You refuse to let other people's limited opinions define your unlimited potential. You have learned to find meaning, not just misery, inside your pain. You keep investing in your own growth, even when no one is clapping for you. You remain faithful in the small, hidden moments that no one else sees. You carry a vision for your life that is bigger than your current reality, and you keep choosing purpose over the comfort that tries to keep you small. If even 3 or 4 of these signs describe you, I want you to understand something powerful. You are not stuck. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are in process. And process, no matter how slow, no matter how painful, no matter how invisible it feels right now, is always producing something. Nothing in nature grows instantly. The mighty oak tree was once buried, hidden, and completely unseen beneath the soil before it ever broke through to the light. Your current season of struggle may simply be your root growing season, the part nobody applauds, but the part that makes everything after it possible. I want to leave you with this truth, one that has shaped generations of people through motivational and purpose-driven teaching across the world. Your potential is not measured by what you have already accomplished. It is measured by everything still left inside you that has not yet been released. You are not behind schedule. You are not too old, too late, too broken, or too tired to become who you were created to be. The same fire that has kept you watching videos like this one, searching for strength, refusing to give up even when life has given you 100 reasons to quit, that fire is the proof. That fire is the signature of your design. You were not created to live a quiet, defeated life. You were created with purpose, planted with potential, and equipped with everything you need to become absolutely, undeniably unstoppable. So today, I want you to stand a little taller. I want you to breathe a little deeper. I want you to look in the mirror tonight and say to yourself, I am not finished. I am not stopped. I am not defeated. I am simply becoming who I was always meant to be. Because the truth is, you were never meant to be stoppable. You were born unstoppable. And it's time you started living like it. If this message spoke to your spirit today, let it remind you that your story is still being written, your purpose is still unfolding, and your greatest chapters are still ahead of you. Keep getting up, keep growing, keep believing, and above all, keep moving forward, because the world is still waiting for what only you can give it.